Okay, Frugal family, tonight is Tuesday night and made some pork chops. This is a cheap cut of pork chops. I believe this is from the pork butt. Now, pork butt is considered a cut, right, babe?
Yeah.
But it is a cheaper cut. It's not, yeah, it's a shoulder. It's not pork loin. But so how I'm going to prepare these chops tonight is I'm going to do my own DIY shake and bake. I am crushing up some croutons, the kind that you get at the bakery for, dips and vegetable dips and stuff like that. Not the salad croutons, though you could use salad croutons. And I added a couple tablespoons of flour and I seasoned it with the Badia Complete because that is my favorite seasoning, but you can go any way. You can go garlic and herbs. You can go lemon pepper. You can go taco, whatever you want. I like Badia Complete. Now I'm going to line, even though I have foil on my baking sheet, I'm going to put this olive oil because I want the underside of my chops to be crispy. But it looks like it's a lot of oil, but there's two reasons why I'm doing this. One, I'm using it, instead of dipping it in egg and milk, I'm dipping it in the olive oil, and then I'm sticking it in the bag of breadcrumbs and flour. And then, of course, I'm going to shake that up. Then after I coat them completely with the crouton crumbs, then I'm going to put them back on the baking sheet, and they are going to come out super crispy. And, I didn't use my food processor to chop up the breadcrumbs. It's still coated nicely. But what the neat part is I get these little chunks of croutons and I'm going to pour them back onto the chops. And those are the best bits. Oh my gosh, they were so tasty. There were some left on the pan and I was just nibbling those. So this is enough for, we had 3 chops left over. So I had 1, Bear, you had 2, right? And Max had 2. Wait, does that add up? 2, 4, 5? Yeah. So there was 3 left over. So I guess, there's 8 chops. And see how I poured on the croutons? Oh my gosh, it was so good. Now I'm going to put that in the oven at 350. And for my little oven, these were completely cooked at 40 minutes, okay? And you could definitely use them in your air fryer. I wouldn't know how to give you measurements for that or time because I don't have one. I'm definitely looking for one. So while that's in the oven, I'm going to make some rice. And I want to apologize for my camera and my editing skills. Look at this insanity. I mean... I'm going to move my my little tripod. My husband bought me a fancy little tripod because I broke the other one. And he bought me a nicer one, a shorter one, a sturdier one. It does all these really neat things. It moves with you. Like it figures out where your face is and it moves with you. It's called a what? A gimbal. And I don't know why it's in my bedroom, but I'm going to... move it to the kitchen and do better. I promise I'll do better but see, you have to understand, I come in straight from work. That's my kitchen. I come through the back door. My school basket is right off to the side. I wash my hands and then I just get dinner going. Then I go and get in my moo-moo and relax. So sometimes I just don't think about, setting up the camera. But, okay, so this rice is, if you thought stick of butter rice was processed, this is even more processed. Stick of butter rice is, if I remember correctly, it's a can of beef consomme and a can of French onion soup. Okay. And then you bake it and you drop a whole stick of butter in the middle of it. And it actually comes out sticky and just perfection. Okay, so I thought I kind of wanted that taste, but I've run out of French onion soup and I've run out of beef consomme. Yes, I had those things on hand and I don't know what I used them for. Maybe I don't really know what I used them for. But I took a package of brown gravy mix, mixed it in with the water, the 4 cups of water that is needed to make these 2 cups of rice. And that's it. No canned anything, just a packet of brown gravy mix. And then I didn't have a full stick of butter, but it's almost, right? It's about 3/4 of a stick. And I just kind of, instead of just dropping a whole stick in there, I kind of cut up the butter, and I'm going to drop it into the skillet. And you want your rice, when you're cooking your rice on the stovetop, you want it to get to a boil. And you want to actually let it boil for a good 2 to 3 minutes. Stir that around. And then something that I notice people don't do, you got to taste your broth. If you're playing with the recipe for the first time, get a spoon, taste that broth, because it's not going to hurt you. And does it have enough salt? Does it have enough seasoning? And my mother used to do that all the time for her Mexican rice. And I do it for all kinds of rices, especially when I'm doing a rice dish I've never done before. And I am really bad. I know some people have made comments like, oh, high in salt. And I actually get complaints that my food doesn't have enough salt. So I don't know what to tell you. So after that comes to a roaring boil, like that, 2 or 3 minutes. You cover on tight, lower your heat to the lowest setting, simmer, and it'll be ready in about 20 minutes. When I turned off the rice, I went and checked on the pork chops, and they were done. So we just kind of waited around for me to heat up 2 cans of Bush's beans, baked beans. That's what I felt like eating with my pork chops. Look at how delicious this is. I'm telling you, those little crouton bits were so yummy. I served it with some rice. The rice is just the way I like it. You know, when you do this kind of recipe with the stick of butter rice, it's going to be sticky. It really is. It's going to be fluffy but sticky at the same time. I just can't describe the taste. For those of you who know, you know, right? It's just absolutely delicious. Try this little hack, you know, in case you don't have the canned ingredients. I hope you try this recipe, and I hope you enjoy it. See you later.